Welcome into... The door just flew open, whoops. Welcome into whoever just joined in. Hope you're having a nice day. Welcome in, Lego. Yes, you did. We're in different time zones, so it's a hit or miss, basically. Yeah, I missed out on Luca's stream. I was thinking of joining it, but given how, excuse me, early it was, I couldn't make it. Literally everyone else, yeah. By the way, has the... No, that's kind of delayed for... It is disappointing how long it is being delayed, but it is understandable at the same time. For one, I don't have a car, and two, the guy that has all the parts I need for it, well, I'm going to need more parts for it because, again, like I said, the suspension spring in this thing suddenly snapped, which unfortunately does happen. And two, the crutch pretty much has my Sandringham curse. It is very loose, that it actually throws itself out of beat. And given that the pendulum sway, given that it's now it is actually, I figured out, is a grandmother clock, given how tall it is. So it is actually a grandmother clock. Because I'm 6 feet, and basically that thing is almost as tall as I am, if not shorter by maybe a couple inches. So it is actually a grandmother clock. But given that it has a long pendulum with a larger sway, that crutch goes out of beat fairly easily, actually, because it takes some more time for that crutch to actually, you know, turn. So unfortunately, I'm going to be needing a suspension spring, I'm basically, at this point, I'm just going to have the guy look at the whole movement. I'm just going to bring the entire movement to him. when I finally have the chance to actually visit him. So, yeah, that's gonna be delayed for probably. And the post about the. You already know what it is. Oh, yeah, because I showed it in my Discord server. It is a gong strike, so that is quite unusual for something like that. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to getting that. Hopefully Saturday or Sunday, because I'm going to be staying. Excuse me. Because on Saturday I'm going to be going to my aunt's place and staying the night at her place. And she lives closer. She lives one town away from me, so it's closer to where the seller is, and he's going to hopefully deliver it either Saturday or Sunday down to my aunt's place, to which I then will put the grandmother clock in the back of my mom's car, which is a Land Rover, so it's got plenty of space, and it easily fit this Mauta, just easily, with plenty of room to spare, so that worked. So it's gonna, now the big question I have is, where the heck am I gonna put this thing? Where am I gonna put? So I'm just trying to, and not only that, but the, I think, Gustav Becker that's in my apartment storage that originally belonged to the original managers of this place. Where am I gonna put that? Which is a grandfather clock. So, yeah. Now time to, that's actually gives me an excuse, because I do need to clean up my room because, well, there's just stuff everywhere. And that's the Kienzle, which I'm currently trying to get a shelf to put right here where that table was. And hopefully I can finally have a proper spot for the Kienzle, the HAC, that one, and maybe a couple others. Where is it? The audio glitched. Oh, what a surprise. Where is it right now? Where is what? Oh, what I was saying is it gives me an excuse to actually clean up my room because it is a bit of a mess. So, yeah. I might actually put the new clock in this space. How many cups of coffee have you had? You caught me at the right time, because I'm currently having a cup. But this is my second cup today. I had a iced coffee this morning, and now that I'm back home, I'm having my second cup, which is regular coffee. I'm guessing some of you saw my community post on what once was there, the Forestville. Yeah, that thing is yeah. Probably shouldn't have wasted my money on that thing, because right as I was just saying, hey, these late Ingrams are growing on me, then it started to do what my other Forestville did. That thing. That thing right there. I actually do like this one still, because I find that one kind of interesting anyway. But yeah. Lesson learned, I'm not gonna buy stuff like that anymore. Unless it's something like really, really, really unusual, then yeah, I'll give in. But yeah. Yeah. Anyway, welcome in, DG. Hope your day's doing good. Hello, I meant hello. Oh, hello. Hello, sorry. Hello. Oh wait, sorry, not that word. I mean hello. But yeah. I am debating on something with this Mauta, and that is, do I restain the case? Because something does tell me that this stain on this thing is not really original, because as we can see with the centerpiece here, this random ornate design, you do see this gloss on it, and then you look at the rest of the case and it's kind of almost sanded down a bit, as if this was a repair project that someone kind of gave up on. And that would probably make sense why some people are saying that this case is not original, or that it could be homemade, or that it could be British, which makes no sense. So I'm thinking, my opinion, it could be that this case was stained darker, because that would make more, kind of like those regular Mautas, that kind of dark brown. That, yeah, I don't know. It would look nice, but I do like that sort of sanded down color, I guess, if that makes sense. But who knows? I don't know what to do. I mean, it does need restoration anyway. I still need to get a piece of glass for it, which has been slow because that's not on my top priority right now, because I need the rod set, and now that there's some movement issues, aka the crutch, it's kind of pushing the restoration project back a bit. But that does not mean I'm quitting. But yeah. Does not help that I do not have a paying job yet, so that's definitely not helping in my favor on getting some stuff done. Hence why I'm liking on buying this new grandmother clock here, because it actually is the same seller that sold me the Celebrate bracket clock. He's a collector and a repair person. So, meaning that this grandmother clock has been fully serviced, like completely clean, taken apart, done, bushings done, etc. Like fully done. So that's why I'm liking this seller, because he's selling some nice stuff at fairly reasonable prices that have been fully serviced by him. Whereas with most of my stuff, I find them at like thrift shops or on Facebook Marketplace, and it's kind of like a gamble. Same with eBay, it's a gamble. It's either going to be good or not. Like that Forestville, $150 ended up being a piece of crap that I unfortunately had to check out, because the movement is just, even though it was serviced, it just would not run, even though there was nothing wrong with it. It's just the late Ingram being late Ingram, unfortunately. Anyway, enough of me rambling about that. You got to see the Discord server on my YT channel. I got an Ansonia. Ooh, I did not see that. But Ansonias are good. I do like Ansonia. I did that one kitchen clock I had that was an Ansonia, I did sell, but it was a really good one. Even though it needed work, like some of the bushings were worn out, it just kept going. I did patch up some of the bushings, and then before selling it, just to ensure that, you know, whoever owns it next has a good run time with it. And those Ansonias just don't give up, honestly. I got in a nasty scooter. Ooh, my left shoulder is messed up, and my left knee is like it got cut open. Ooh, Ow. Ow, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Ow. Well, I'm glad you're alright. I mean, at least it's better than what my mom had. She works at a pet store where they like deal with, you know, dog food and such. Someone chucked or tossed a huge heavy bag of dog food from the truck down to her, and when she caught it, she literally ripped her rotator cuff and dislocated her shoulder bad. And it still is healing up, and she can't really work anymore, so like she can't pick up anything heavy. Like this Mauta grandmother clock, that was she was able to do that one because this grandmother clock is actually quite light. Like I can actually pick this thing up and carry it down the hall easily. It's very light. It's a very high quality wood, high quality light wood. Light and high quality, like very good wood. Well, on my usual... Oh, hold on, let me read this in a goofy voice. Oh, well, on my usual trip to the normally dry market, I somehow found an Ansonia kitchen clock! Nice. I mean, hey, you never know what you're gonna find there. Same with thrift stores, it's either a hit or miss. Hit or miss. I guess they never miss, huh? You got a boyfriend, I bet he doesn't kiss you. I bet somebody will bring back memories from that. From that song. From early TikTok. When TikTok was actually good. Not kidding. Every other trip barely... not kidding. Every other trip barely any... barely anything. Like, not kidding. Either overpriced crap or none. Ooh. Well, I hope this Ansonia was a good price. Certainly hope it was good. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I think it was like 40... Oh, okay. But guess what? I saw a similar one a few weeks ago. One seller had 2 of them and had the audacity to price $100 each. Well, I don't know what the difference in currency is over there, but here that's actually not terrible. If it's like fully serviced, that's actually not too bad. Though kitchen clocks are so common, so it's... They had a $250 Gilbert kitchen clock in horrible shape. That is wild. That's wild. Yeah, I would not pay that with a 10-foot pole. Or wait, no, how does that saying go? Oh no, I would not touch it with a 10-foot pole. Never mind, that saying did not work for that one. Oops. Oh, and the bad part about it, whoops, landed on my landed on my back. My glasses flew off my head and my phone fell out of the pocket the day before I had the chiropractor. Well, landing on your back is one of the, I guess, better things because that's more protected back there, whereas the front, it's more vulnerable because, you know, your rib cage is, it protects the top part, but then if you get like punched in the gut, like that sucks. But landing on your back is actually one of the better, it's actually, that's actually better. So there's a plus, is that you landed on your back, which is bad, sorry, Jesus Christ, what am I saying? I can't speak today. Landing on your back is a better thing than landing on your front. So there's a good thing. Oh, welcome in, Justin. I've got bad news about the large German mantle clock. Uh-oh. What, like a spring slip or something? Did it have a Black Forest Timber moment here where it slipped on you? And don't worry, guys, this is resolved. Oh, you find oh, I misread it. I thought you said you've got some bad news. Oops. Hey, you finally sold it. Awesome. That's actually really good. Yeah, how much did you sell it for? Actually, I think he was putting it up for $150 if I'm correct. And I think he sold it for that. Could be wrong, it could be wrong, I don't know. Actually, speaking of which, I am actually going to wind up this Mauta real quick, because even though it doesn't have a pendulum, I still want it to keep running, even though it'll be super fast. But I don't want this thing to sit as... Yeah, I don't want it to sit. Let me grab a key real quick. Alright, here's one. Got my Mauta key. Oh yeah, there it goes immediately. Oh my god, this side is... Winding the time. There we are. Yeah, these springs are nice. There's yeah, these springs in it are really good. It's definitely had a service in the past. These springs wind up like butter. Really nice. No resistance at all. So I am gonna let it run until I can get this thing looked at. Very nice. Oh wow, yeah, this strike side really, that spring is really good. Someone really definitely took care of this thing. On second thought, I didn't like the sound of it. Oh, because it was striking. That is the quarter past. Absolutely butter. Just let it run. 'Cause even though it doesn't have suspension spring anymore, might as well let it run. I have to wind that OG every day. Let me see. I didn't get as much as I wanted, but I took it because no one else is probably not going to want it, but I sold it for $45. Oh boy. I mean, hey, at least it's better than nothing. You know? It's better than nothing. At least you didn't spend $150 on a Forestville clock that had a perfectly serviced movement that just refused to run just because of how cheaply made it was. So, you know, at least you got something out of it. So yeah, the two Ansonias, 200 was, oh, okay, so I see. Speaking of, I sold my Loris, the White Dyson Bladeless, for around 100. So that's, ooh. I mean, hey, it's better than nothing. Don't remind me of my Kienzle moving that works perfectly fine, but can't get it to keep time. Well, because it's got the wrong pendulum on it. I mean, half the price is actually fairly decent. If you at least got half for it, I would say that's still a success. I mean, Justin, take for instance this nut with the washer as the pendulum here. So pretend that this washer is the pendulum itself, and this is the adjuster. You gotta do little tiny bits at a time until you can find that sweet spot. So if it's running too slow, just move it up ever so slightly. Like half a turn or something. And if it's still running too slow, little bits at a time. Just little tiniest adjustments at a time. Until you finally find that little sweet point. It's like my Enfield. The Smith's Enfield over there, which I have by my bedside table now. It is very, very sensitive, so I do the tiniest adjustments at a time, just tiny little things at a time. If it's that sensitive, I make sure to regulate it just tiniest bits at a time. It's the same with this early 1880s Ingram here. It is very sensitive too. If I move it up too fast, it doesn't want to run at all. Well, it's got the wrong pendulum in it. Or some people say pendulum. It's got the wrong pendulum. And same with this 1960s Chinese alarm clock here. It is also incredibly sensitive to being adjusted, so I have to do the absolute micro adjustments. As of right now, I do have it slightly on the sweet spot, but it does lose 5 minutes, so I have to ever so slightly adjust it. There, I just made the most microest adjustment to it, and hopefully that gets it going. Okay, you could say it has the wrong pendulum. I believe the pendulum goes with the case. The movement is, yeah, the pendulum I think is I believe the pendulum does go with that case. Just, yeah, the movement is swapped. Besides New Haven, excuse me. Besides New Haven, Gilbert might, besides New Haven and Gilbert might be my favorite ancient American movement makers. Yeah, New Haven was, on the high tier list of quality American clocks, because everything is a tier list. For instance, the top on the tier list, Hershey. The second below that, in my opinion, is New Haven. Below that, we have Ansonia. That would be mid-range. And then, oh no, sorry. Yeah, the absolute top is Hershey. Highest quality stuff. Below that, just below it, New Haven. Below that, Seth Thomas. Yeah, Ansonia, mid-range. Nice movements. Not the highest quality, but they keep going. Below that, Waterbury. Below that would be, because now we're at the low end spectrum now. Yeah, below that I would say, yeah, Ingram I would say would be there. Then below that, Gilbert. No, below that would be Sessions and then Gilbert. Gilbert is really low end movements. Though surprisingly, my Gilbert keeps going. Even though it's got some problems. It just keeps going. It doesn't keep the greatest time, but it keeps going. Yeah, that would be my tier list. The top is Hershey. The bottom is Gilbert. Or, yeah. Yeah, how in the world? Well, there's a fairly easy one for that. So, let me show you. Let me grab a prime example here. If I have something, that is. So, the way they have theirs, it also has to do with the springs or the ratchet system. It's actually worse than Sessions, in my opinion. So, take, for instance, this is the click spring. Actually, hold on. This would be the gear. This is a little hook. And we'll just say, no, this is the click spring here. How they have their click springs attached is that the ratchet is here, but the click spring slips into a notch on the gear, meaning at any point, if there's any bit of stress, that could just come out and detach. And if you wind that, well, now you have a ratchet failure. They pop out fairly easily. My Gilbert, I've had issues with that, where the little click spring comes out of that slip and causes a spring to slip on me. And I have to, once I reach the end of that winding, once I've reached the end, I can't go any further. I just have to leave it because it is sketchy. But with Sessions, it's not like that. It doesn't slip into a slot like Gilbert has it. It's a very stupid system that Gilbert has, and it is incredibly sketchy. So if you want the click springs are higher, they're better. They don't like snap like Sessions does. But if you want that to be safe, you probably should solder that into that little notch, because it is probably the worst system I've seen on some American. Like, that is the lowest of low budget. Then it's better. No, I disagree. You see, hold on. This Ingram here, this movement has been swapped in the past, and I bought it as is. It's been swapped with a Sessions movement, and I've had no issues with it whatsoever. It keeps running, it runs great. I've had no issues. Actually, I've had 0 issues with Sessions, touch wood, of course. But this is coming from me. I've had multiple Sessions before, and I've had no issues with them. That Sessions kitchen clock that I used to have, I've had no issues with it. It ran perfectly. I sold it, but it ran perfectly. No issues at all. My that adamantine that I have, I mean, I've had it for so long, I've had no issues with it, even though it doesn't run. But I've had no issues with it. This Ingram with a swapped movement, no issues. But that Gilbert, I have issues with the spring. That's not all of their movements. My 1906 Gilbert uses a conventional system. Oh, so then Gilbert must have had a tier list of movements then. Because this one's by the one that I have has by far the most sketchiest system ever. Like, it is probably the lowest of low tier list movement ever. I honestly find Gilbert more reliable than Ingram. Like, I've had so many issues with Ingrams in the past. Take, for example, that Forestville. Although that's a later one, but the early Ingrams, I have no issue. I have no complaints at all. But the stuff, I would say by the 20s, is when Ingram started to decline in reliability. They have to, if yeah. Yeah, the earlier stuff, Ingram was pretty good. Actually, I shouldn't say pretty good. They were good. But then, yeah, I would say once the 20s came, they just started to decline. That's probably why I see so many later Ingrams for sale, like from the 20s onwards. I have a hard time finding some of the earlier Ingrams from like the 1900s and earlier, probably because, you know, they're more reliable. I'd say early Gilbert was the worst. Then they improved. Well, my Gilbert is from 1912, which is ironic because that's when the Titanic sank. But mine is from 1912. That's like, yeah, well, as some people say, 1910s. I guess maybe they had a falling out company-wise, and then I would say once they, what was it, the Gilbert 1807, whenever that came out, I would say that's when they exploded in popularity, because those 1807s were really popular, which is kind of funny because I've never found one. Well, to be fair, I would say Gilbert is getting a little more difficult to find. I would say they're getting a little bit uncommon. I've been doing some repivoting. Yeah, it's hard to do at first, but once you have the proper tools and everything, you know, it kind of becomes a piece of cake. I don't have the proper tools at all, so, you know, yeah. I would say once I go to that clock guy who has all the parts for this Mauta for me, I might say, hey, are you looking for an extra worker to help you out? You have 3 Sessions Westminsters? Lucky. I want to find a Sessions Westminster. Not the electric one, although I would say if I ever did have an electric one, I would just have it for display only, because, you know, they like to catch fire. It does surprise me that Gilbert actually never, Gilbert and Ingram never bothered to actually make any Westminsters. I would be very curious what a Gilbert and an Ingram Westminster would sound like and look like the movements. I would be very curious what the movements would look like if they were to try. So it does surprise me that they never actually bothered. That would probably help them if they were to bother. If they bothered to try to make a Westminster, they would probably explode in popularity. I don't know. Like the Sessions. They were really, really popular. I love the New Haven 5 gongs. 5 gong. Wait, oh, those early ones. Those early New Havens with that was a 2-train movement. Technically a 3-train, but still 2-train. Yeah, those are those early ones. Yeah, those are hard to find. Also, New Haven made, was it an 8-bell striking clock? You can actually find that in my clock want list playlist. Say New Haven, it's like the big fancy ornate that's trying to imitate those, like those big huge Winterhalders with like the 8 bells and 5 gongs, but instead it's just the bells and a single gong for the strike. It's a very unique movement. It's I think a dual chime as well, if I'm correct. It's like Westminster and Whittington, although an earlier Whittington, but still. Wait, so hold up. I'm confused. New Haven, it's a New Havens, right? Like the American New Haven? I'm confused. You actually saw a Winterhalter on Facebook Marketplace. If I were to guess how much it was, it's probably gonna be well, judging by the guess how much it was, I'm assuming it's gonna be a reasonable price. So I'm going to say, in your currency, a even 100. Never mind, I was way off. 2,750. Well, honestly, the Winterhalders are very desirable, so you know that's kind of an average price to see. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab the Gilbert, my Gilbert, because I do want to take a look at the movement and potentially give it another oiling, because probably might need some. I don't think I actually oiled. No, I did oil it, but it has been a while, so I'm gonna take a look at it. And also, this will give me an excuse to take a look at the minute hand arbor, because it's done that classic Gilbert thing where the minute arbor cracks. Which is a very typical Gilbert thing. Actually a very common thing to see on those Gilberts is the arbors like to crack sometimes. But not that Gen Alpha saying, not that type of crack, but you know. Oh, it's a clunker. Yes, I hear you. Does not keep very good time. Well, yeah, that would make sense why it may be a little goofy. Oh. On second thought, I think I might understand why this Gilbert may not like to run very well. That is a shit ton of oil in that spring. Holy shit. Actually, that is the worst I've ever seen. I was not expecting that. Yeah, that would explain a bit. Oh, actually, speak of the devil. Oh. Now that I'm actually taking a closer look at this movement, Jesus Christ, this might be understandable as to why this thing kind of struggles to run a bit. Oh, where would you put Welch? I mean, given that Welch was bought out in the 1900s. Actually, I believe Welch was bought out in, if I remember correctly, was it 1903? I know it was the early 1900s when Sessions bought out Ian Welch. And from what I hear, Ian Welch was, again, one of those low-end companies. Actually, I'm pretty sure someone said that Welch was worse than Sessions. Although I could be wrong. I might be misremembering something. If I'm correct, Welch wasn't the greatest quality. Excuse me. You know, on second thought, this Gilbert might actually be a bit of a fighter, because right now it is sitting face down. Oh my god, my phone is lagging now. Because it is sitting on my lap face down, and it's actually ticking to a degree. So that is actually a good sign. No, Welch was actually not bad before they got bought. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then they bought out Welch and they didn't produce any Ian Welch clocks. They basically just bought out the company, which caused Ian Welch to go out of business. Like, gone. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna take this Gilbert movement out because, damn, this thing is drenched in oil. Oh my god, these mounting screws, I can feel the oil. Did somebody drop this thing in a vat of oil? Was somebody conducting experiments with this thing? Who gave this movement to Walter White? I'll be back in a bit. Hope the stream is gonna be... Oh yeah, I plan to stay for a bit. Alright, out comes the Gilbert. It is a nice shape, though. Oh my god, I can feel the oil. Oh my, I can actually smell it. It smells pretty bit rough. Whew. It's stinky. It does. Alright, so here's what I mean by the click spring. So there's the ratchet right there, and this is where the click spring attaches into. As you can see, there's this little notch here, which the click spring just slips in, just like that. It's a very sketchy system. Actually, both of these springs came with their click springs detached. It's the same on this side. Yeah. Yeah, this thing is in pretty rough shape. The front of this plate is kind of interesting with these cutouts. I do find that fairly interesting. That bushing is right on the edge. Holy crap. That is right on the edge. Yeah. I do want to take a look at this Minute Arbor. I'm guessing it'll be the same as my Celebrate, where all I did was I gave the Arbor a pinch in the center and that caused it to run fine. Yeah, that is pretty loose. I find it interesting, not sure what this means, but there's a 1912 stamped on it, but also over here there's a 25 stamped in it. I'm not sure what the 25 is supposed to represent, but I do find that fairly interesting. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to clean off some of this gunk on this movement, because, my god, this thing is dirty. I'm actually getting oil on my fingers. Jesus. Some tissue here, which is toilet paper, but I don't think that's a very good thing. But given that I'm going to be cleaning off some gunk on the spring gear here, it's probably fine. Yeah, this thing has been... Oh my, look at this. Ew, look at that. That, I never actually really took a closer look at this Gilbert. But, oh my gosh. Yes, I did. I called out my Discord kitten voice, as a joke, of course. But look at how much oil has built up there. That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. What is it, Justin? Oh my god. Oh, it's all green. Ew. Oh, that's nasty. Oh my god. Oh my god. It does not look like the 4th of July. It does not want me to... It does not make me want a hot dog real bad. No, this movement is gross. Glad I'm actually taking a closer look at this thing, because now I'm actually giving it a bit of a clean. I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna take off what I can. What happens if I dab the this tissue onto the spring? Yeah, that's not coming off. Holy Discord voice. Exactly. Yeah, that is a very dirty spring. Look at how much gunk is coming off of this movement. My gosh. Oh my god. Yeah, this was a good idea of me taking this movement out, because I'm finally gonna clean out these pivots at least the best I can. Until, of course, I can work on it properly once I get a job and some cash, and then I can... Said a comment a while ago, but I think it's now lost in the chat. Okay, let me look up the chat then. Oh, is it the... Excuse me. Oh, yes, okay, so 1902 was when Sessions bought out there. So is it at the trip one? I still need to wind all my clocks because I got back from my trip today. Also, I put a comment a while ago. Oh, it's before that. Set a comment. Okay, I don't... It's okay, it's far up the chat. Ancient. Okay. Is it this one? I'm going to be doing stupid things with my Kinsella now. I decided, for the heck of it, to be funny, put a cheap small plastic pendulum on it and see what would happen. I mean, hey, if it weighs down, or if it gives it less weight, I mean, it'll make it run faster, because lighter pendulums means a faster pace. And obviously the heavier, the slower pace it is. So, I mean, hey, it'll work. Is that out at the right time? No, it's not. The suspension spring snapped suddenly on it, but I have wound it up earlier streams so that I can run. The length does matter as well, but also weight. Because, I mean, weight is physics. You know, if it's lighter, it's not gonna use as much, I guess, yeah. Because if it's lighter, which one snapped? The Mauta grand, well, now I figured out it's a grandmother clock. But as I was saying, yes, the length matters and also weight, because heavier means that it, you know, is heavier, so it sways a bit slower. But when it's lighter, it doesn't really need to worry about that so much. I'm gonna chip some of this old gunk off of this movement, or at least try to chip off some of it. My god, oh my god, there's so much gunk on this Gilbert movement. It's actually insane. Look at that. That is just off the, that's just off the little beams here at the bottom where the springs are. Let's see if my camera can focus, but yeah, look at that disgustingness. So much is coming off of this Gilbert movement. Yes, the suspension spring snapped in the grandmother clock. It snapped very suddenly. But hey, that's what happens. Shit, stuff happens. Holy gunk on this movement. Like, my god. This is actually shocking how much is actually coming off of it. Okay. Say what again? My Seth Thomas is sitting at the exact same it was last stream. Nice. There is so much gunk coming off of this thing. Hold on, let me show you. This is just from right here, at this base here. All that. There's so, this is insane. How much is coming off. This is absolutely insane. Welcome back. Grab some more tissue so I can wipe off whatever's remaining. That is an insane amount of gunk. Actually, the most gunk I've ever seen. Has Sessions ever made an OG? I believe they did, yes. That is old oil from over the years on this movement, which I'm currently wiping off. Or at least getting as much as I can off of it. Yeah, there's a lot coming off of this thing. It's understandable why this thing kind of struggles to run at this point, because that is nasty. There's still quite a bit, but unfortunately as of right now I can't really disassemble and reassemble movements because it is I don't have the right stuff just yet. think the next clock I'm probably gonna sell is my Howard Miller grandfather clock that's extremely worn out. I mean, hey, I would suggest keeping it and just using it as a movement to work on so that it can help your knowledge of repairing clocks grow. Holy gunk. This fly fan alone just has so much dried up gunk on it. Oh, thankfully this fan actually just rotates, adjusts itself. That's nice. Gonna include two clocks repaired by a pro. Nice. Whoops. Gotta support the businesses, you know. Even if even if in the future I become very good at repairing stuff on my own, I still would like to occasionally get some stuff repaired at some shops just to kind of support them. Because, you know, gotta support small business. Same with artists on Instagram or something like that. Gotta support the small creators. Okay, that's quite a bit of gunk. Surprisingly, not a whole lot of gunk on this on the front plate. But this is right here where the springs are is where most of the gunk has built up. Which is absolutely disgusting. Oh yeah, no, this pivot is really just disgusting. Yeah, right by the escapement too. Yeah, that would make sense. There's a little wear on the bushing, but actually not a whole lot. Surprisingly, not a whole lot. Ooh, right here, this might be the cause. Right here by this escapement arm pivot. There's a really huge mound of gunk on the front here. That is disgusting. You can oh, actually that's kind of cool. See, I'm not much of a battery operated quartz person, but that's actually kind of genius. You can take them apart and reverse the circuit. That's actually kind of clever. That's actually, no, not kind of, that's actually really clever. That was done in the back then. It were mechanical clocks. Some people actually made reverse ones. Same with electric, although quite hard to find, but that it was done. It is a very neat thing. Circuitry is quite fascinating.
Quite fascinating, Chosen.
But yeah, that is actually quite clever. Should try it with some of those Adamat movements. See if you can reverse the circuit on those. Although, actually, I don't think that would be really possible because they're built very precise to go in one direction. But it would be interesting to see, or at least give it a shot. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look inside the movement, which is, again, absolutely disgusting. I won't be able to really wipe that off. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so that twists like that, okay. So that rotates like that. I see, I see. Yeah, that's a bit gummy.
Come on. Oh, yes, I see, okay.
Yeah, that's fairly loose. Hold on. Not that hard. A metal piece connected to a coil acts as the magnet, so it spins the magnet rotor and just flip the metal piece and boom. Oh, nice. Took the movement and met the metal piece that goes through the copper coil. The quartz movement to reverse, so I don't have any automats. Oh, okay. Worked on clocks that ticked, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try and pinch this. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I've already figured out. So I do need to pinch this arbor a bit. Yeah, that's actually... yeah, I've already figured out the cause of the loose arbor on the Gilbert. So if I take the camera here, I don't know if you'll see this, but so there's this middle center piece here, and then there's this piece in the center. My camera can just focus for once here. Don't know if you'll see this, but see that? It's wiggling in between, meaning that this it's cracked somewhere and it's expanded, causing it to it's not snug. It's not very snug around that metal piece, so I can just easily move this with my fingers. So yeah, that's the cause. So I do need to give it up without doing that, of course. So I need to give it a little pinch that I did with the Celebrate. Whereas where I just pinched it on the arbor and that made it snug and that fixed the issue. So I just need to give it just a little pinch. It's not a very ideal thing as it is still cracked somewhere, but it does work and it does actually help out. My Celebrate, the Timbre one, it's never given me issues now with the Minute Hand arbor. So let me try and give this a bit of a pinch. Let's try it right here. Yeah, the brass on this arbor is actually quite fine. Surprisingly, that is some solid stuff. Ah, there we are. I think I just did it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's much more snug. Still a little bit loose, but that is actually a lot better. I really like Gilbert's system of the count wheel. There's no grooves in the middle. It's just a one solid slab of metal. I do actually really find that clever. That is actually kind of a smart decision. That is another reason why I do like Gilbert a bit, is that they found little fun tricks. Yeah, it is still quite loose. It isn't as bad as it was before, but it is still very loose. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's still pretty bad. But it is a little better, actually. Come on.
give it a pinch down below here to ensure that that really stays in place. That might do it. Oops. Oh yeah, right. Well, that bell is finally solved. Yeah, that might have to do for a bit. So hopefully that will grab onto the minute hand as it ticks, instead of it taking like 15 minutes just for a little slight grab to happen. It's a bit better. That'll probably do. Mini vids if I'm interested. Yeah, that's still actually fairly loose. I don't even think that did anything. Alright, hold up. Might have actually done it. That's background noise as I feed my cat. Aw. Oh yeah, actually I might have just fixed it. I take it back. Yeah, I don't think that really did much. It's definitely improved. It's like it's improved in other areas, but then it, in a certain spot, it just, you know, doesn't really do too much at this point, so that might have to do for the time being, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like I actually might have improved it a lot. Because that hour hand really fits on there snug now. And at the same time, it's actually adding force onto that arbor, so it's actually made the minute hand more snug. Like it actually doesn't feel like it's really floppy Joe, if I should say. But I would maybe count this as a success. So I'm gonna put it back into the case. See what that did. This definitely looks a little bit nicer, more cleaned out. So I'm gonna put the case back up. Actually, don't need to. Actually, I could just put the clock in my lap. Whoa, don't fall down. Okay, let's put the movement back in. See what happens. Here. What's the most sus thing someone has ever said on stream? I don't know actually. I mean, there was that Fallout 4 stream I did. Someone, I think, said something a little bit sus. But I don't really remember, actually. Yeah, I don't remember what they said, so I can't really fully tell. Or actually, I can't really remember, I should say. Alright, let's put the Gilberts up here. Okay. I forgot how heavy this thing actually is. It's fairly heavy adamantine. For a while I was thinking of, because this movement isn't all that great, I was thinking, oh, I could try and see if I could put like a Mauta Westminster movement into it and turn it into like a Westminster, but then I thought, oh, actually no, this model of adamantine is actually a bit uncommon, so I'd rather leave it. Yeah. I'm gonna try maybe a lighter weight pendulum. I know I have a spare somewhere over here, if I'm correct. Ah, yes, there it is. I'm not really sure where this pendulum came from, but Well, it certainly does want to run, but I can see that escapement, instead of it ticking like this, it's actually more like gliding, which is not really what you want, but it is understandable because whoever owned this before me must have dunked it into like a fish tank of oil, which is not a good thing. But regardless, I am going to oil it because given how gunked up those pivots were, it definitely probably is needing a little drop just to get it up and going. Which is probably what it needs. Although I know what it needs. It needs a full-on cleaning, but I don't have that right now. Whereas my friend Jesse does. Just to ensure that gets up and going. Get those net oil into those pivots there. Loosen it up a little bit. There, now I'm actually not seeing that gliding anymore. You've heard worse from your streams? Oh boy. Care to tell the class, Justin? Care to come up in front of the class and tell us? Class is wild. Yeah, that hour hand really fits on there nicely. It's a good idea to have 2 clock collections at 2 different locations. Why should be doing that? Okay, there we are. Oh, that's a question. Are you saying, is it a good idea to have 2 clock collections at 2 different locations? I mean, that's up to, to my opinion, that's up to you. I just got loose again, damn it.
We'll come back. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the Gilbert here, but I can tell that didn't do anything because it's still, see that? It's just kind of, it's a very common thing with Gilberts is that the minute arbors just love to crack. See, look at that. See, it's just, I'm not even putting any pressure on it at all. So I'm not even touching it. I'm just like barely tapping on it. But one thing that I am happy to see is that the bell timing is back up. So it's actually bringing on right on time. Yeah, I'm just barely touching it. See, look at that. This very common thing with Gilbert's minute arbors is that they just like to break, basically. See, even I'm moving the hour hand, I can see that the minute hand arbor is moving as well, when it shouldn't be. But oh well, I'm glad I at least made some form of improvement. That being the bells finally strike as they should. Yeah, I'm glad it at least runs. And as of right now, it's not because I moved it. It does seem to be very sensitive to it being moved. Because it runs fine on the shelf, but if it's like moved to any other location, it's like, no, I think I'm good. But nonetheless, I love this thing. I love adamantine clocks. I weirdly do not see them very often here in Canada. I guess they weren't as popular. But, oh well. Gonna let it run. Harley. Oh boy. You're young. Esbeth would not be jealous. Oh my god. Oh, you took that from my video. I didn't see what you did there. When I tried to take out the FFR, the minute hands, because their system is bizarre. Yeah, no, they would not. She would not be jealous. No. She definitely would not be jealous. That's actually what you just typed there might be the most wildest thing I've ever seen in my chat. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Remember when you said this hour hand is a... Yeah, I probably messed up the joke a little bit, as she would not be jealous. Because, you know, she holds a world record, which I'm not going to go into. So I need you to help me make a decision. What clock part should I buy? A chime block for the W Hade, or buy the pendulum bob for the New Haven Lincoln? Or why not just buy both, if they're cheap? People hanging OGs and kitchen clocks on the wall is more common than you think. Well, I don't know about you, but I kind of do that too. Well, mainly because this one actually has a hanger. Some kitchen clocks do have hangers, some kitchen clocks don't have hangers. Although I did not know OGs had... I did not know OGs you could hang on the wall. I thought they were just floor mounts. Did they have hangers as well? Yeah, honestly, I think what Lego said, if I had to choose one between the two, I would say get the pendulum bob.
Because, I mean, even if a chine block doesn't have, like, a chine block isn't the biggest deal, I would know, because I do have some chine blocks that don't resonate rods very well. Take, for instance, Nugget. Absolutely crappy block on it. The 1940s Hermley over there, which I have put new rods in it, the block in it isn't great. It isn't great either, but it's not a huge deal because, well, whatever. People install hooks. Oh, they're meant for shelves. Okay. Oh, the OGs. Right. Okay. I have seen some that are hung on the wall, but not all of them have hangers. Yeah, this Waterbury here, it has a hanger from the factory. See? I've just put a nail in the wall because this clock is so light. And plus, if you have it like this, it's actually kind of scientific because, well, it can't really pull itself down if it's already facing up. And that nail is also fairly long as well, so kind of a sciencey thing that I did there. Because it can't really pull itself down if it's already all the way down the nail. You only have money for one of them, then the pendulum bob. Pendulum bob for sure. Because a chime block isn't the biggest deal. I can tell that dual chime actually needs some winding. Huzzah! Oh yeah, that Gilbert's not running, I don't think. Yeah, it's definitely needing a good clean for sure. Alright, I need a Mauta key, which there's one right here. Stay open. Stay open. No, I definitely would not. Because those are very heavy. You have a Mauta made for a place over there in Australia? That's actually kind of neat. Excuse me. So Westminster only, that's the most common ones ever. And there we are. That one's all nice and wound up. Let me move my glass cleaner out of the way. I think this one needs a winding. I actually haven't really been paying attention to this one, and so I can't tell if it needs a winding or not, but let's see. Oh yeah, maybe. Nope, not much actually, so we're good. Since I already did that one spring, I might as well do the others. Even though they wouldn't need much, yeah, that one's done. Whereas this one, yeah. I mean, it's a little behind.
This one I haven't had running in a little bit, mainly because I've been so busy. So I'm gonna just move this on top of my VCR. So that would look kind of cool there. Oh my god, it actually fits kind of perfectly on there. Yeah, that's funny. Ain't that funny? Although, given that the VCR is hanging off the edge, I'm probably not going to risk it. I don't like that. It's very out of beat. Hold on. I just damaged my Howard Miller Barwick. Uh-oh. Actually, I haven't had this Tessiner running in a little bit either, so gotta get that one going. Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. There we are. Now it's ticking. Pendulum got caught when I was winding the weight, and then it crunched the leader, snapping the spit. Ooh. Ruh-roh. I mean, hey, at least it's just a suspension spring. At least it's just a suspension spring. Hold this. Where did I just put the sister? Oh yeah, over here. Yeah, I don't like this springs in this one. Okay. It does happen, because it's a Tessiner. And very typical for a Tessiner. I just gotta wind this back. Take this one back. Gently place it back down. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Free clock. Don't know. Hey, can't say no to a freebie. Actually, you can never say no to a freebie. Well, unless it's something like, I don't know, a pile of dog poo or something. Look at my fingers from working on that Gilbert. That's just all, that little clear kind of wet is like all just oil that came off of that thing. Same with this side, my fingers are a little blackened here. That's just all from oil. Same with this cloth here. All of that. And then that is all from that Gilbert movement. That thing has seen some things. Speaking of which, I am going to make another cup of coffee. Y'all behave now. I don't want any fighting, you know? Alright, you kids be good now. Alright, gang, I am back. Anybody murder each other? No sword fighting, no... Alright, well, nobody's been fighting, so that's nice. You think of, oh yeah, 3 cups of coffee, yes? Though I put too much cream in mine just now, but whatever, it'll do. I think I can save the pendulum later. It's bent like a noodle. That's a very interesting description. It's a very, very interesting description. Actually, I have this chime block here, which I might save. I do want to see what I can use my spare, like, chime rods here for. They're not the longest things ever, but I definitely want to see if I can make, like, a custom melody or something like that. Are OG weights lead? I believe they are, yes. I mean, this was pretty much... I believe also Mauta pendulums were lead because oftentimes those pendulums actually cracked because the metal is not that hard. It's like a soft metal. So I believe that, yeah, they're lead. I'm pretty sure OGs are lead as well. I ironically have 2 chime rods that are tuned the exact same. Cats. Some are cat's iron, yes. No, I don't want this one. It's this one. So is my OG gonna poison me? Not really.
The only time it's really like poisonous is if you like obviously ingest it. But you know, if you're not gonna poison excuse me. That's what it looked like. Well, I can't really view the picture right now because, well, I'm streaming. But if you do, like touch the OG weights, you're not gonna like poison yourself from it, but I would probably suggest washing your hands afterwards, you know, just to be safe. Better safe than sorry, you know? But yeah, no, you're not gonna really just... You're obviously, you know, like, touching lead is not... I mean, I mean, they still sell lead weights to this day, I mean, like, for fishing and such. So, I mean, it's... You know, you're not gonna poison yourself by just touching it. But if you, like, hold it for a period of time or something like that, yeah, I would probably suggest washing the hands. I mean, either way, I would probably suggest it. But you're not gonna, like, die from snow. Oh, boy. What do you think about Therians? Oh, dear. Now, there's kind of a controversial question. This is just coming from me. I'm not me personally. This is just me. I'm not a fan of them. Obviously, I'm not gonna hate them, but I do judge a little bit. Like, I mean, Therians, you know, they're different from, you know, furries, like myself. Like, furries is just basic, it's just cosplay. You know, you just make a suit, you make an OC of yourself in anthro form, then you make the costume, poof, cosplay. You cosplay as your, you know, your character. Whereas with, you know, Therians, it's different. It's apparent, from what I remember, what was it? It's a spiritual connection to animals, and because of that, they, you know, they don't have like a fursuit. They just put like a mask on. Then they practice, was it, you know, running on all fours and such. And you know, they act very animal-like, which, you know, is not me. That's not something I, you know, I don't hate, but I don't support it. You know, that's all I have to say. Like, if I saw a group on the, like, out on the street or something like that, I probably would just walk past them, not give them any attention. Or something like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's my opinion. It's basically just, in my opinion, they word it as like a spiritual connection, but in my humble opinion, it's just basically believing that you're an animal, which is what I don't support. And then, of course, there's of course, a combination of Therians, which is they also have a fursuit. And me personally, I call them Furrians, because it's basically like they have the fursuit, but they also are a Therian, which is, in my opinion, a little weird. That's just me, though. But yeah, that's my humble opinion on that topic and question. Anywho, you always come in and saying, "Is it Friday yet?" My honest question to that is, where are you? that it's Friday? Are you in an alternate universe? Are you in a part of a planet that we have not yet found that somehow warps time and that you're either a couple days behind or a week ahead? Excuse me. Oh my god, happy birthday. Say, wish happy birthday from me. I hope she has a really nice birthday. Hello. Oh, hello, Jordan. Which clockmaker made, in your opinion, the best sounding chime rods? Ooh, that's a good question. Excuse me. Okay, I have a list of ones. One is Mauta, obviously. They have some really, really nice sounding rods. Hershey, I think that's how you spell it, Hershey. I don't have a Hershey, so I can't really give my honest feedback. But from what I can tell by YouTube videos is that they sound really nice. But I can't tell for sure because I don't have one. I don't have a Hershey. So as of right now, I'm gonna skip that one because I don't have one yet. One is Mauta for me because, well, I have quite a few. And all of mine sound really, really nice. Mauta HAC, because of my Celebrates and my wall clock. Though the wall clock, the rods don't resonate too well. I mean, they resonate nicely, but they could resonate a little bit longer. But my two Celebrates, fabulous sounding. Kienzle, though my Kienzle doesn't really, again, it doesn't resonate too well. Like, it could resonate a bit better because some Kienzles can just absolutely sound really nice. But the rod to case ratio on mine isn't, you know, it's good. It's just could be better because, you know, when you get spoiled by the Celebrates, you know, and then you listen to some of the other stuff, you're like, oh wow, they really are nice. But yeah, HAC and Mauta. Ironically, I'm gonna say this one, Hermle, because both my early ones, like the early Solar and that sort of Yahtzee movement, they sound really nice. Like the early Solar, it almost resonates too much. Because it just has such nice resonating rods in it. Actually, you know what, I'm going to demonstrate it. Like, it almost resonates too well. Because it just keeps going. It lasts so long. I have the chime off, whoops. I always forget that come here. Try to get it. Yeah, same with this Hermle here. Okay, there we are. Why is it really quiet? Do I not have the... Oh, I must not have the chime select or the off switch low enough. Oh, no, I do. Why is it so quiet? It's very quiet today, I guess. But regardless. Yeah, it's really quiet. Oh, the hammers are loose. That's probably why. Why are the hammers loose on it? Yeah, they just resonate forever. Even right now, they still are. But yeah, I will say Hermle, like early Hermle, they made some really fabulous sounding clocks. Because that's when the times when they actually cared about their quality. Even some of their later stuff, yeah, some can sound nice, like the Telep, for example. That one's quite nice sounding, but not as nice as their early stuff. Yeah, it is very quiet. Yeah, so the three, in my opinion, is Mota, HAC, and early Hermle. And yeah, I guess I'll say Kienzle as well. I'm not gonna put Seth Thomas, even though Seth Thomas did make some really nice sounding stuff, but they're not as good as some of the German stuff. Do I have anything else? No, I do not. I guess New Haven, like this one, for example, the Gamma, really has some nice sounding rods in it, but not enough that it would be on my top list. So yeah, those four, I would say, Mauta, HAC, early Hermle, and Kienzle. Unfortunately, I'm not putting the FFR in there because, well, that's for separate. Oh yeah, I guess I could put Enfield up there, but nah. I'll plug my phone back in. Your Revere is essentially just an electric Hershey. Yeah. Well, yeah, Revere is Hershey. It is. Yeah, Revere is Hershey. True that, and I don't have a quote Hershey, but I do have Revere's as, you know, was a subsidiary of, oh my god, I brutally mispronounced that, of Hershey. And true, those earlier German cases are extremely light and thin. Yeah, that's what helps a lot with resonating rods, is that it has to be lightweight. Although the Mauta dual chimer, the thing is a heavy clunker. Like, it's heavy, and yet it resonates super nicely. Although that's mostly because of that big, huge, thick movement in it. Just massive clunker movement in it. Like, even in this thing, virtually the same movement. Yeah, it starts from, it's basically the size of the dial. Like, it's just a huge movement in it. Big, huge clunker. Like, you look at the case, and it's like, oh, it doesn't look all that large, and then you look inside, and there's just this big, huge movement that's virtually, like, touching the edges of the case, because it's just such a huge movement. Not as big as my Kienzle, though. Like, that Kienzle is a huge movement. Massive. The biggest movement I have. One thing that fascinates me is how much Hershey cared about quality. So much that they made sure to screw the chime rods into the block at different depths, as it affects the voicing of the rods. Oh, wow. Wow.
So they both at hold on. They both at the same time mass produced their clocks, but also had time to care and do the little things that helped it. So that is very fascinating. That is actually really cool. They mass produced everything, but yet they still had the time to do the little things to ensure that it is perfect. That's actually really fascinating. It's in a way like Mauta, like they mass produce their clocks so much that they also, well, this was the early times, like this one from the 30s. They mass produced, yet they made sure that their clocks sound absolutely gorgeous. That I really find really cool. Hershey and Winterhalter are essentially Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Yeah, pretty much. Fun fact, one of my cats is named Possum. That's cute. Is it, let me take a guess. Is it because the cat sleeps a lot that you named him Possum? Because that would be a clever name. If the cat just loves to be lazy and sleeps all the time, and like essentially looking dead, that would be would be a really adorable name. I shouldn't say dead, that's a little mean, but I hope you get my point. Excuse me. Damn, so basically if I wanted to start a clock company, I would basically be like Hershey, because I do care about quality. Like, for example, I'm a Roblox game developer. Like, I build games myself, and every game that I have, I just go all in detail and quality. So much so that actually the game that I'm currently working on, you can basically say I over detailed, because, for example, I have this group of trees that I've jumbled into one giant model, and whenever I try to move it, the studio lags because it's struggling with how much detail is in there, like so many little things, flowers, mushrooms, logs, trees, bushes. I basically I made it too well. Same with buildings, like I have an abandoned gas station, brick gas station. I just went all in. Collapsed floors, I made sure to add the joists in the floors just to add that little realism. Bricks essentially curving inward, making it look like the walls are just caving in on themselves. Just all in. I guess you could say I'm too good. Have ever heard of Elliot Clock? Well, yeah, of course I know Elliot. They made some of the... they're basically the Hershey of English clocks. They're basically Hershey in the UK. Or the Hershey of UK. Actually that actually would be a fire name actually for a company. If you're in the different countries. The Hershey of UK. Actually sounds kind of fire. The Hershey of France. Hershey of Russia. Actually kind of sounds fire. I do wish I had a Elliot. I do love the sounds of them. Every Elliot I've heard on the internet, even if they're out of tune, they sound fantastic. What is my Roblox username? It's essentially just the same. I'm the same on every platform. Snowstorm the Furry. All one word. England's Hair Shitty, yes. Yeah, in the US it was Hair Shitty. I'm just trying to name the top companies. In US it was Hair Shitty. England was Elliot. France was... I don't know actually. I think all the companies were kind of mid. They're good quality, but they're mid. I'm gonna say... Vedette. Yes, France was Vedette. They made some really fabulous clocks. Germany, I would say is... what was Germany? A lot of German companies were really good quality. Ooh, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say... Kienzle. No, they kind of cheapened out in the 40s. They didn't continue making good stuff. Oh, Lenskirch, right. Oh, Winterhalter, of course. Yes, Winterhalter. Yes, Germany was Winterhalter. Obviously Russia was, Yantar. That's about all I can think of. I know they had some stuff in Portugal, but that was low end. I know they had some stuff in Poland actually, but they were kind of mid. Yeah, that's about all I can think of. China is China, yeah. Korea, although that's still Asian. Although, I will admit, the early stuff from Asia was kind of good. Sort of. Oh, Reguladora. Right. Forgot about that one. Whoops. Like, look at Tommy Wiley's, oh, what was it? Unico. That one had a early movement that was American style that looked actually fairly good, because it had reinforcements on the plates just to ensure it stays solid. Like, they went all in pretty much. So yeah, China, they went bad, and they're actually still producing that Shanghai movement today. They're still producing it. You can actually buy new 31 days and Chinese clocks to this day. So that's kind of amazing that they're still producing it today. Oh yeah, Ave Maria de Fatima. Actually, Hermle. Oh, Peerless. Right. They were very fine. They were very high quality. Right, I forgot about Peerless. Yeah, there were some really good companies in Germany. For a second, I thought Peerless was English, but no. Now that I think about it, yeah, no. Yeah, Peerless was really high quality. Forgot about that one. Okay, I'll say Peerless is the... Well, no, because they were high quality, but their movements were complicated. Like, they made some very bizarre designs. As I was saying, Hermle made a clock at some point in the 80s that played Ave Maria de Fatima. It was a dual chime.
It was Westminster and Ave Maria de Fatima. And they're really hard to find. I think they were a limited time only type of clock. Though I'm not 100% sure. Actually, I really want to find one of those Hermleys that play Ave Maria de Fatima. Oh, and can't forget about Yauch. They made some nice stuff. Though they made good movements but in my opinion, some of their cases can be a little over the top. I like their early stuff when they were kind of copying the French clocks in a way. Those fat, like my FFR. I like that design a lot and some of their earlier designs, but their later designs, in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of. Figured I would love to have I got lucky in finding my Revere R548. It was made only perhaps for 2 years. 39 and 40, that's one, or yeah, that is 2 years, I'm stupid. 39 and 40, wow, so it must have been a fairly, not so popular Gazos. I mean, hey, to each their own. In my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of Gazo. Their cases are just absolutely over the top, over detailed. There is one design that I do like. It was a wall clock. It is a little over the top, but it does look fairly nice. The most thing that turns me off of Gazo is their that stain and polish. It's like it's kind of like a 31 day where it's kind of basic. Doesn't really shine and it looks kind of blotched in a way. I don't know if that's the right word, but a hot take, but I absolutely love. Oh yeah, that's what you say. My favorite Gazo is the Coronado. Kind of sounds like a car model. Introducing the Chevrolet Coronado. Only a limited time offer for only $39.99. Or no, not $39.99. $39,995 or something like that. That actually sounds like a fire car name, actually. The Chevrolet Coronado. The Chevrolet Colorado. Yeah, that is a model. I'm not much of a car person, so I can't tell. That does sound like a name that they would use. Another pandemic has started. What do we call the virus? Well, we had Corona. Well, now we can name this one the Coronado. Coronado 19. You're a huge car guy? Oh boy. I know some cars, like I mainly focus on the 50s and 60s stuff. And some of the 70s. Like I'm mostly a nerd of the 63 Chrysler Turbine, which was a production car that was actually the first production car that ever had a jet engine in it. And it was a failure, but only because one, it was expensive to make, and two, the public lied about the car, probably because it was too ahead of its time. I like 90s JBM, yeah.
Oh, so there is a car called the Coronado. What the heck? Dodge and Chrysler. Introducing the Chrysler Coronado. It doesn't really ring very much. Introducing the Dodge Coronado. Well, that one kind of rings. But in my opinion, Chevrolet works perfectly with that name. Introducing the Chevrolet Coronado. Kind of just rings. Chevrolet, take notes if you're ever listening. Oh, the Chevrolet Bel Airs. Oh my gosh, those are gorgeous cars. The 59 and the 60 Bel Air is my favorite. What did you miss? Nothing too much actually. We were discussing high quality clock brands and now we're kind of moved on to cars. Yeah, the Chevrolet Bel Air is the... This is just me. The 57 Bel Air, I'm not a huge fan of the look, mainly because of the front end. But yeah, the... Oh yeah, the Plymouth Furies. I call them Plymouth Furries. No, the Plymouth, the Plymouth Furies are really nice. I like the 57 Plymouth Belvedere. It's very similar to the Plymouth Fury. Yeah, the 57 and 59s are really nice. The Belvederes and the Furies, really nice cars. I will admit, I don't like how every single Plymouth Belvedere or the Plymouth Fury is always painted red and white, like Christine. Like it's getting, it to me gets a little much. Because it's just every single one is painted red. You can always paint different colors: blue, green, yellow, pink, black, white, I don't know, anything but red. Think you're 2020? Oh yeah. I got my 2020 Chevy Silverado. Hi, Squidward. I got my Chevy Silverado. Panther DeVilles are nice too. Oh, yeah. I love Cadillacs. Those huge boats are just awesome. My two favorite Cadillacs... Actually, no, I have 3 favorite Cadillacs. But the number 1 on my list, and this is the car that I'm hoping would be my very first car, is the 1969 Cadillac DeVille, specifically a 4-door hardtop, because I just love that car so much. Huge 7.7 liter V8. Oh my gosh. And then my second favorite is the what was it, the 1962 Cadillac. It's got the front end of like an Impala. I think it's the 62 if I'm correct. And then third is the 1948 Cadillac. I just like that car a lot. I do like the 59, but it's a little overrated to me because everyone just wants that car. Nobody focuses really much on the other ones. But yeah, the 69 Cadillac is, in my opinion, my favorite. The 60, I think it is the 62 Cadillac is my second favorite. And then third is the 48 Cadillac. What other other classic cars do I like? I like the, was it the 1970, was it a Buick? I forget the name of the specific car, but it's the car that Miss Trunchbull drives in Matilda. It had the largest engine Buick offered, which I think was a... Actually, people call it the Torque King because it could just pull like a truck, even though it wasn't a truck. Like, you could probably pull a yacht with that thing for how unbelievably powerful that engine is, torque-wise. Like, it just goes. It just goes. I forget the name of it, and I know it's a Buick. But I can't, go search it because I'm live streaming. Buick, yeah, the Electra. Thank you so much. Yeah, the 22, yeah, it was the 225, wasn't it? Or was it? Was that the engine that was the largest Buick offered? It was the Electra was the largest, or sorry, it had the option of the largest engine Buick ever offered on a production car, and I don't think they ever did it with any other car. But it just pulled. I would not be surprised if you were driving down the highway and you saw an Electra pulling a huge yacht with ease, because there's so much. What was it? What was it? 500 pounds of torque or something like that. It was unbelievably powerful, but not as powerful as like some of the engines Cadillac offered, but still people call that Electra the Torque King because it just pulled. I wouldn't be surprised if you could if you pulled something and it just blew the drive shaft off because of how much torque it just produced. Like, I would not be surprised if it could do that. Just torque load itself to pieces. Be like, if I'm going, I'm going with what I love doing, pulling. But yeah, the Buick Electra, the 1970 Buick Electra, that's what Miss Trunchbull drives. Just big behemoth. It was a sport car too. They're fairly uncommon now, but they are very nice cars. I do love that car. And same with the 70 Buick Riviera. I just love that boat tail on it so much. It's such a unique car. Or no, the 71, sorry. It was the 1971 Buick Riviera. I love that one. Big, huge thing. When did they realize lead is toxic? Yes, the 455. That's the one that was in the Electra. Yeah. Yeah, the 455 was the big one. When did they I believe I don't know. I don't know much about when they figured out. The only thing I know is asbestos. They've figured that out in the 70s. Or no, sorry, the 80s. Because my apartment was built in 1973 and it has asbestos in it somewhere. But chitty chitty bang bang, of course chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Yeah, the engine was doing the little. That's really all I remember from the film. It was a very cute movie. It was red as well. It was a little red. Was it a Studebaker? If I'm correct. I'm surprised if that's right, I'm surprised I remembered that, despite I don't know much about cars. Was it a Studebaker? I believe, yeah, that's the name that's popping up in my head when I think of that film, is Studebaker. I believe it was. That's what the engine was doing. They're like, why is it doing that? Oh, we call it chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, yeah. It's a cute film.
I think I watched it twice in my life when I was younger. It's a film from the 60s, I believe. Yeah. Let's see, since we're talking about cars, what other cars do I like? The only really sporty car that I find fascinating is the Vector WH, and they were only around from, what was it, 89 to 95 or something like that. And I think the main reason they ceased production was because they just could not think, or no. No, they kept going. Or I think they stopped and then they made that one concept car that's missing, which was from the 2000s. But yeah, the Vector W8, I like those. The M12. I also like the 81 Buick. I'll have to look that car up. That doesn't ring any bells. I mainly just like oddball cars. Like stuff that people wouldn't really look into. Like the 63 Chrysler Turbine. I know so much about that car that most people really don't. Let's see, what other cars do I like? I like the, it was mostly a concept car, but I like the 56, shit, what was it? Was it the Buick? Or no, it wasn't a Buick. It was the, Mercury Turnpike. That concept car kind of had sort of cat's eye looking tail lights on it, but it was a very, very unique car, and I love that thing. The 86 Regal GNX Darth Vader. I don't think I know that one either. I mainly know about oddball cars or oddball systems that cars had. Like for instance, in the 80s, there was that little speech system that you would install into the car, and it would talk to you. Like if you if you turn the car off and you open the door, it'll be like, "Don't forget your keys. Thank you." And then you turn on the car and it would be like, "Please fasten your seatbelts," or something like that. It'd be like a little, oh no, it was called like the reminder system. I forget the, I don't know. It was like a remind me system. Very unique system that you would install into a car. Just recognized anything. You turn the car on, it knows. Turn the car off, it knows. You don't have the seatbelts on, it knows. How they managed to get that to work fascinates me. I think it's all using, switches and or something like that. VTech. Oh yeah, their early voice assist. I did not know. Oh, VTech. Oh wait, no, that's ringing a bell. VTech. That is ringing a bell. I think I've seen it once, but I didn't really look into it. Oh, and then there was Cadillac's V864 system. And again, that system actually really fascinates me so much because you could turn off the cylinders in the engine, but it was a complete flop. And actually finding a Cadillac with that system is extremely rare now because it was such a huge flop. Essentially, if you wanted to cruise or have something low, you would turn on there was 3 buttons, 4, 6, and 8. Turn on 4 for low-end systems or like driving around the cities, saving a bit of gas. You turn on 6 for like I think it was mostly used for cruising, and then 8 for like full-on power down the highway and such. It was such a unique system, and most modern cars these days, some they have that. You could turn off individual cylinders. It is so unique. Like, it was such a good idea, but it was too advanced for the time that Cadillac released that. Like, the technology wasn't quite ready for something like that. And I think once the 2000s hit, they started doing that more often. Because the technology just was advancing like crazy. Same with the 60s, you know, they actually had, some had powered windows, some had powered bench seats, you know, you move the whole seat across. Like, it's crazy what technology could do back then. Like the Edsel, like everything was in the center console of the steering wheel, push button, everything. And it worked fairly well, just the way the Edsels were built was not great. That's why. Let's see, what other funky car things were there? Oh yeah, there was a Volkswagen engine that they built at some point. It was the V5. It was like somehow, like German engineering is amazing. Like they somehow managed to make a car with uneven number of cylinders. The North Star, that is probably something I'm going to be looking into. That sounds very interesting. I might look into that. Then, of course, the one car that I find so fascinating is called the Beast. What was his name? It was built by one guy. Wait, hold on. Buick LeSabres are nice. Oh yeah, the LeSabre. Those are good cars. In terms of running, yeah, they just never died. I also like the 70. Oh yeah, the Mercury. Oh, I don't think I know that car. I saw Braham and I thought, oh, Cadillac, but no. Yeah, as I was saying, the Beast, it was built by one British guy. One very stubborn British guy, and I like him for that reason. He built the whole freaking car himself. But the one thing he used as the engine is was a Rolls-Royce Merlin. It was a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, aka the engine used in the frickin' Spitfire, the plane. And he built all the parts all custom parts himself, custom transmission just to handle the amount of frickin' torque that engine has in order for it to be used as an engine in a car. Everything was custom built in that thing, and the big thing that made the car so recognizable was that he threw on a Rolls-Royce grill to the front of it. John Dodd, that's him. John Dodd. He put a Rolls-Royce grill on the front of his car, which got Rolls-Royce pissed off, and they sued him for it. But because John Dodd was such a stubborn guy, and I love him for this, he showed up to every court hearing in that car, even when Rolls-Royce said, do not arrive in this car, because you should not be driving it. He arrived with it anyway, because he's just like that, and I love him for that. That would be something I would do, honestly, because I just love that little hint of pettiness. And eventually, he fled, I believe. I forget where he went after that. I think it was Italy. No, not Italy. It was somewhere where they legally can't really sue him because of the protection laws of some sort. And eventually, I believe he passed away there. And then the car was shipped back to the UK to its new owners. And I will admit, the new owners did a really nice job remodeling that whole car. Because I will admit, the early
look on that car was pretty ugly, but I really love that sort of steel gray color on it now and the more modernized look to it. And of course, that signature Rolls-Royce grille is still on that thing. It's an incredible car. The fact that they managed to actually get away with putting a literal Spitfire into a car that is drivable is absolutely insane. And there's even a video on it of two guys driving it. They specifically said they could feel the car wanting to rev up and just basically take off because it's a Spitfire. They're meant for that. But that's one of the most fascinating cars ever built. Spain. That's it. I was on the right track when I said Italy, yes. It was some kind of area like that. Spain, yeah. He fled to Spain because there was some protection laws and legally he could get away. And he lived out his life. And he never sold the car. He never got rid of it. He kept that thing. Absolute legend. Oh, right. That late, really? 2022? Oh, I did not know that, actually. He lived quite a bit. Oh, yeah, Triumph. Yeah, I know Triumph. Yeah, Spain. Nice country there. Nice architecture. I would love to see that beast car in person, or sit in it, or even go for a drive. Like, not me personally driving it, but have someone like drive me around. I would love that. That would be so cool. Let's see, what other cars? I do like some of those communist cars, like the Trabant or the Yugo GV. I love the design of the Yugo, but I don't like the quality of it. The design is the design is very Chevy Sprint looking. The back end especially is quite Chevy Sprint inspired. And on the subject of architecture, I love beautiful Victorian courthouse. And oh yeah, yeah. All right, be right back. I need to use the. I need to use, as the British say, the loo. So I'll be right back. Y'all behave now. Alright, gang, I'm back. What did I miss out on? Mitsubishi's marketing tactics are quite gross. Oh, yeah. They use nostalgic name like Eclipse and on a completely unrelated SUV to boost sales. Yeah. The town I go to, the most near me,
had a beautiful courthouse built in 1905, but unfortunately they tore it down in 74 and needed more space, and did a piss poor job of maintaining it. Oh boy. Actually, this brings me, I will tell you a little bit of history on something I have, so I'll be right back. Alright, gang. I am back with a record because I collect records as well, mainly 78 RPM records, rock and roll and doo-wop, but this one is from the 30s. Excuse me. So what I have here is probably an extreme collector's item to Canadian history, as this is something very, very interesting. So excuse me again. So this is a Reco Art transcription record from Vancouver, British Columbia. And this is the address of this company here. Is 813 Burke's Building, which is what this stands for, is building. Now, Burke's was a incredibly beautiful, tall building built in the 1900s, if I'm correct. And it was on the corner of, what was it? Probably one of the most famous streets in Vancouver. I forget the name, unfortunately, but this is Gene Goodhart and his orchestra, and this transcription was recorded in that building that this music was recorded. And it was actually pressed on another label, which I cannot remember, but this is the original release. And this is a acetate transcription, meaning it is a metal disc with a layer of lacquer over top of it. So these are very prone to flaking, but this one's actually held up incredibly well. So 813 Burke's was home to the Burke's Jewelers, a very, very, very high-end luxury jewelers, which is, again, one of the most beautiful buildings in Vancouver. Unfortunately, actually, I think it was the same year, Jordan, I think it was 1974, when they announced they were going to demolish the building, even though it was perfectly fine, and put up an office building and some other stuff. Granville, thank you very much. And it actually set a uproar to the public of Vancouver, because it was an absolutely gorgeous building, and a very, very, very well-known building. But unfortunately, they demolished it anyway. And they put up the new building that is still there today. And to this day, actually, some of the older residents of Vancouver still miss that building because, again, it was probably one of the most well-known buildings in Vancouver at the time. And that's where this transcription was recorded, was in that building. So this is a absolutely fascinating piece of history. And the next one that I have here is another transcription. This is a bit of a more interesting one, I guess. It's more of a lower end production transcription. It's in really rough shape. But this is a transcription for a radio station, which is Chubb Radio. And this was situated in Nanaimo, British Columbia. And this address, it's kind of similar because there were quite a few transcriptions that were like this. But this was at 38 Front Street, which was home to the Malaspina Hotel,
which was again a very high-end hotel that's unfortunately demolished as well. And this was the 38 Front Street was their very first location Chub Radio was at. So this is early example of Chub. And this these specific recordings are a live recorded of some classical music. So this is a very unique transcription. Again, a complete collector's item as well, probably. Anyway. Okay. I felt that hate rise up in me. Kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. I wander inside. I do not know what that means. Yeah, sometimes the higher-ups make bullshit decisions. They really do. They really do. Even in Vancouver today, they're still demolishing buildings that were historic. Either that or they're taking old buildings and building high-rises on top of them. Like just building up. Which is, I guess, better because they're keeping the original building, but still, it makes no sense. Anywho, what are the challenges you face during restorations of these clocks? If any parts are missing or damaged, how do you manage them? I don't know. Oh, it's the chorus of a song by Slipknot. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't exactly know. If parts are missing or damaged, well, I can get probably new parts. It's going to be a little more difficult depending on the movement. Like, for example, my 1940s FFR up there, that is a quad chimer, 4 chimes. The strike side barrel is stripped of many teeth on the spring barrel. Thankfully, none of the other gears are damaged or bent or broken. But finding a replacement barrel is pretty much impossible because FFRs are so unbelievably desirable amongst clock collectors that, you know, parts, if you want a new part for it, you have to get it custom built, which is unfortunately what I'm going to have to do at some point once I get enough money to ship the movement over to my friend Sam's Clocks. He has a little shop. Once I have enough money, which is going to be like $300 just to get the barrel made, which is fine because thankfully the spring inside it is fine. But you have to get the whole thing custom made. Yeah, depending on the rarity of the movement or company, parts are harder to find. Like Ingrams and Mautas, easy because there's so many of them. Korean clocks, easy, so many of them were made. New Havens, easy, because a lot were made as well. Smith's Enfield, easy, because a lot were made. HACs, little harder, but their parts are easy to find. And obviously Hermley's like probably the most easiest thing to find because so many were produced. Like, even though, for example, this Mauta grandmother clock here, despite it being an early movement, parts are still fairly easy to come by. Yeah. But yeah, it depends. It does depend. I definitely am lacking of proper equipment. Like, all I have is oil, screwdrivers, and pliers. That is it. I've been making do with that for the past couple of years now. So far, it's been doing pretty well, but I know at some point it's not gonna do, and I'm gonna need to do proper stuff. So, yeah. I've been making do. And of course, little toothpicks to like clean out oil of pivots and everything. And of course the occasional crazy glue if, like, let's say a suspension spring snaps, but it's at a point where it's easy to repair, I would do that. And obviously making custom parts, if pieces are like a pendulum leader's missing, I can make new ones. Like, I've been doing pretty good at, you know, handcrafting homemade parts out of like coat hangers for pendulum leaders, depending on which it is. And you know, yeah. You don't have brooches, how will you install bushings? I don't know. So far I've been pretty good. As of right now, all I've been doing bushing wise, I only do this on low-end American clocks like Sessions, Ingrams, or Waterburys, is I do a little band-aid repairs. Like, essentially, like, that's what I've been doing. Like, that's the only bushing work I've done, but that's only on lower-end stuff that I know is easy to come by for parts, like Ingrams and such, and Sessions and Waterburys, because so many of them are made. But more high-end stuff like Mautas, even though they're common, I won't do it to a Mauta because, well, it's German, it's high-end, and it's worth getting proper work done to it. But stuff like American stuff, like, obviously I would never do it to a Hershey or a New Haven because that's high-end. And Ansonia, oh yeah, and Seth Thomas, I wouldn't do that to a Seth Thomas because that's high-end. I wouldn't do it to more high-end stuff because I care more about that stuff than more low-end stuff because they're, you know, worth more. And they're worth getting the proper work done to it. That's how I've been kind of making do. Like, this Ingram here, I actually wouldn't do the Band-Aid work on it because this specific model is actually quite hard to find. It's an early Ionic, and it's the Ionic that only has the 2 figure 8s, because sometimes they would have, like the more common ones, they have the extra rounded bits there. But this one's a earlier example of one, and that's actually, that specific Ionic is actually quite hard to find now. There's only actually one similar one on the internet that sold at an auction, and it had like the same design, the same rosewood on it, because it's rosewood, that's fairly tricky to find, and it's got the hand-painted floral reverse painting on the bottom there. But yeah. And as for Korean clocks, I might, although that's more difficult to do the Band-Aid work because of how bizarrely built those movements are. There's so many parts in the way of everything that might risk breaking something. Whereas with the American stuff, it's all built into the 2 plates. Anywho, that's how I've been doing. I might hop off the stream first today. It's near midnight where I live. Oh, damn. Yeah, good idea. But I'm a Jeep, I'm a big car. I don't know what that means, but alright. Slipknot is peak. I don't know much about Slipknot, so, because I don't listen to stuff like that. I mainly listen to, excuse me, I mainly listen to 50s and 60s doo-wop and rock and roll, and occasionally the 70s punk, or no, not punk, the 70s funk, and then the 80s kind of pop stuff, like
Jesus, I can't think of many 80s bands, even though I know quite a few, but anyway. And then the modern stuff that I would listen to is like house music. That's about it. Stuff like house music, and like Pogo, like his stuff like that. Actually, I have my music playlist, so you can listen to it, and even the music I make, which is kind of like house-ish, but more experimental, I guess, and more kind of, I guess, drug-inducing because it's kind of trippy stuff, which I have a couple of my tunes in that playlist too, but you get the point. Maybe on occasion some of the Oriental stuff, because I kind of like some Oriental music, like the kind of just neat. But yeah, metal, death metal. The only metal song I like, this is just me, the only two heavy rock stuff that I like is I Wanna Be Your Dog from the Cruella movie, and what was it? Merciful Hammer by Skull and Bones, aka Steel Panther, which is the song you'd hear Elizabeth play in the Monster House movie on that one cassette as DJ's running up the stairs after she drops the planter on the floor. Gosh, DJ, why'd you break that? That's the only heavy rock I like, because it's done well. And oh yeah, and the other heavier rock stuff that I like is the ones that you'd hear in the 2000, I think it's 2001 or something, or no, 2002 Forza Motorsport OST, which I believe was on the Xbox One. They have some really good rock music, like LaGrange, Iron Man, and Frankenstein, I believe, is the other one. That's about it. I'm more of a 50s and 60s music enthusiast. Mostly the 50s, like basically if you name almost any song from the 50s, I'll know both the artist, the year it was made, and the label it was produced on, or released on. Like, let's take, for example, Stupid Cupid by Connie Francis, 1958, released on MGM Records. Released on a 45 and a 78. Yeah, it's still going. It's almost been 2 hours. I'll probably end it a bit soon, but I'll keep it going a little bit. Like, honestly, if you just name any 50s song title, I'll know the artist and the label it was produced on, because that's how much of a nerd I am of 50s music. So many forgotten artists as well that are brewing in my brain. The Clock. Oh, that is... Oh, shit. I know it. It's from 1956. It was released on... Oh, what was it? Chess Records, and also in Canada released on Quality, which I have. Oh, it was, what was his name? I know it. Tick, tick, tock, tick, tick, tock. Well, somebody make it stop. Well, the tick, tick, tock. Oh, I forgot the artist's name. It clicked immediately. It clicked immediately. It was, the B-side was a hit as well. It was, I know it. It's at the tip of my tongue. Was it Something in the Hearts or something like that? No, not the Hearts. Oh yeah, I think it was actually Something in the Hearts. I know it. I know it. I have it on record as well on a 78. It's at the tip of my tongue. Damn, you got me on the first one, kind of. Or no, it wasn't Chess Records, was it? Or no, it was Chess Records that was released in the USA. But I know in Canada it was released on Quality. On both a 45 and a 78, because 45s came out in 48. And then they were immediate hit, basically. And that's why the 78 died in 59 in Canada. Technically 60, but because the 45 was so popular, the 78 died out, even though the 78 was the OG of records, because the 78 came out in 1890. That's what the 78 killed the cylinder, because it was just easier and took less space. But anyway, it was something, and I believe the hearts, if I'm right. Yeah, you got me on the first one, pretty much. If you have any others, I'll probably know immediately. But I pretty much knew that one immediately. The band got me. Forgot the first, it's like Something in the Hearts, if I'm correct. Or, yeah. I know his first name was a bit of an interesting name. It's probably why I don't remember it. Even though it's at the tip of my tongue. Yeah, you pretty much got me on the first one. But if you have any others, I'll probably know it immediately. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. He was in my stream earlier talking about it. Yeah, he was winding it, and then I think the weight got caught, and then caused the suspension spring to snap and bending the pendulum later. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of how Justin goes about when he's talking about his collection in a way, because I don't like the way he's going about it. It's like if he's working on it, he gets frustrated, and if he continues working on it, he just gives up. Even though I will admit I do have my moments like that, but yeah, the whole point of like fixing this sort of stuff is you have to be very calm about it, because there is a lot of gears, there is a lot of parts, and it can be frustrating sometimes. But, or no, I should say thought process is what I'm not a huge fan of. And like, for example, like on some Discord calls, we talk about this sort of stuff, and it's, even though if I give valid criticism to help him out, it doesn't happen. And if, like, for example, like if it's this something, sorry, ADHD moment there. If it's something like what happened with like the Barwick, it goes about it as if like someone in his family got sick, and he takes it a little too, like, he takes it a little too personal, is how I should probably word this. Like, for instance, when my suspension spring on my grandmother clock snapped, yeah, it sucked, but I moved on with it because, you know, shit happens. I don't take it too personal. Even though it does suck, of course. It of course sucks if something snaps on you, or if something gets wrecked. Or maybe I should have gone that way with the Forestville Ingram wall clock, but that one's kind of understandable because that one is unbelievably poorly built. But yeah, I know it. I just don't like when people work on stuff and they take it too personal. Like if it's some challenge, well, even though it is a challenge, actually it is a challenge because, you know, working on this stuff is, it ain't no easy task. You have to be pretty good at understanding how this stuff works, which I do. I just don't have the proper stuff to work on them. That's the only issue, and I can't really afford them because an ultrasonic cleaner is unbelievably expensive. They're not cheap, but you know, it takes time. The same with when Justin goes, good enough. That's not a good thought process to do with some of this stuff, is going good enough. I think Justin's kind of in the same position as I am. He can work on stuff, he just doesn't have the right tools for it. And that's probably why, you know, he gets a bit, you know, I guess frustrated about his sort of stuff. I don't mean to, if Justin's listening to this, I don't mean to like trash or talk down or anything. I'm just trying to give some valuable criticism that me personally as a friend I don't like hearing, is when people kind of give up and be like, good enough, because that's just not, it's kind of like that old saying, a poor workman, or I shouldn't say poor workman, but it is a saying, a poor workman blames his tools. But I think, me personally, I think it's just the same position as where he knows how to repair them, he just doesn't have the proper tools to do the job. Like me, I've been working with pliers, screwdrivers, and actually that's it. Pliers, screwdrivers, and oh yeah, that is it, isn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, and oil. Oil, pliers, and screwdrivers. I would say as of right now I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing fairly good. Anyway. But yes, I did hear about that. Anywho, Wyatt, do you have any other songs for me that can jog my inner nerd about 50s music? Because I know too many. It's gone to the point where if people are having a conversation and they say one word, it'll trigger my brain to a song that works with either the conversation they're talking about. Oh, no, you don't? Okay, never mind. Oops. My bad. But anyway, it appears that I'm out of coffee, which is not good. 8:50. This clock is running behind a bit. I do need to adjust it, but as of right now, I'm not in the mood. Excuse me. What else to talk about? A whole lot of things to talk about besides clocks, music, cars, and that's about it. Actually, this is a good time to excuse me. If you notice sometimes that I go a lot, is because sometimes that happens when I have bread. So for some reason I get like, I guess, snot or something at the bottom of my throat that makes me go a lot. Let me unplug my desk fan. This is a good moment to put in the
Christmas lights that I attached to my walls. Which looks like this. My opinion, I think this looks quite fire. And these Christmas lights are from 1955 as well. They used to belong to my grandma. And then she gave them to me. Yes, I saw that Lego. Someone was already gonna pick it up tomorrow. Damn. Well, you can always keep in touch and be like, if they change their mind, I'll be happy to grab it. What's my favorite show? Ooh, good question. That is a very good question. I have quite a few. One of them is the Fallout TV show because I'm an absolute Fallout nerd. Like Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas. Well, not too much about New Vegas, but mostly Fallout 4. Really like the Fallout TV show. Lucy McLean and all that stuff. It's a very... Season 2 was pretty okay. It was good. I think just some of it was a little slow. So I'm hoping Season 3 will be good. My second favorite show. That's a tough one as well. So I don't really watch all that many shows. The one show I've been kind of getting into is The Orville, which is the one famously known for the meme 500 cigarettes. Then there was... what show was there? Oh yeah, Reacher. I only watched season 1. I thought it was pretty good. I haven't watched the rest of it, but Jack Reacher, although it's the new one just called Reacher. I thought that was pretty good. And then... I don't know. I do not know. I don't really watch too many shows besides the Fallout one because I'm a Fallout fan. Yeah, I don't know. I would say my favorite would be the Fallout show and the Orville. So those are two fairly good. Yeah, that's about it. That is about it. Anywho, I think right here is a good time to end the stream, as I do have a couple chores to do. So I will give any updates for that new clock that I'm actually hopefully going to get on Saturday or Sunday on this coming week. So yeah, it was fun to have the stream. I actually never expected a evening stream to actually gain any attention because usually people are mostly asleep by this time, but nice to see that there were a couple people willing to join, so I appreciate that a lot. Hope you all have a nice rest of your week, and see you when we see ya.